So the Warhammer New Year preview reveal show was just the other day, and if you missed it, I'm going to help you catch up on everything by giving you the condensed version, and I'll even give every bit of news, trailer, or release a rating out of 10, so that way you know what's worth your time and what isn't. So yeah, these new reveal shows are always a big one, showcasing a little bit of what's to come for Games Workshop in 2026. Now, I didn't watch this one live because I got a wife and kid, and also I decided to play 40K instead of working on my painting backlog and catching up on content. So, go me. You know most of that stuff already if you're not new here, but if you are new, I'm Chris from the Rogue Painter, your local resident beginner miniature painter / wargaming enthusiast. So if you did miss the review show, or you just want to wind it back a little bit and relive it, then strap yourself in because I'm going to give you the lowdown on absolutely everything that they dropped. Starting with tanks galore for the Legion's Astartes is the official headline for this one. Pretty self-explanatory. We got some big ass tanks for the good old Space Marines for Heresy. Meh. I mean, I feel like this caters to a particular part of the hobby, but I don't know. The Glaive super heavy special weapons tank. It's the same old shit, you know. Whirlwind missile tank. Another Whirlwind. Great. Nobody uses them in 40K, so I mean, meh. Between the two of these combined, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. On to the seconds. It can only get better from here. I'm positive. New animation trailer, Penitence. I like the sound of it already, and as I thought, it would be Sisters of Battle, the Adepta Sororitas. Sororitas? Is that how you say it? But yeah, let's have a look. I guess it's a trailer for a show. How about we get some sound on this bad boy? Shit's gone down. And there you have it. So yeah, you now know this is a trailer for a short series coming to Warhammer Plus. Might just have to subscribe and check this one out. I am actually intrigued. Sisters of Battle are pretty badass in my opinion. I've actually considered making a corrupted Sisters army, like with Chaos Cultists and Cursed Cultists and whatever else. But even Sisters of Battle intrigued me too, just with being so heavy on melters and flamers. Yeah, it's something about it just appeals to me. Maybe it'll happen. Trailer is pretty cool too. It's pretty good. It has me interested, so 7 out of 10. And we have a High Elf Blood Bowl team. Now, I tell you what, I am generally interested in Blood Bowl. I feel like I can see it being like this great short form beer and Skittles, beer and pretzels kind of game that you have once a week or once a month, and you know, with some recurring league, or even just like as a completely casual game. It's just, yeah, it just seems really like a lot of fun. One of my friends actually used to play it back in the UK quite a lot. And also I'm a fan of elves in general, particularly in fantasy settings, but just in general, I do like the Eldar and the Dark Eldar, so I find this cool in a lot of ways. The models are pretty alright when you look at them. They're not bad, nothing too amazing, but they're okay. So it's a 6 out of 10 just because I'm not into Blood Bowl right now. You know, even though I have some interest, it's not my thing at present, and you know, the model's just okay. By the way, if you're enjoying this or enjoyed some of my other content in the past, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop with my future content, help support the channel. And if you are already one of the 800 and something sick cunts who do follow me, then thank you so much. And make sure you give this video a share to your socials instead. Because remember guys, likes, comments, saves and shares really drive engagement on this platform, and that's super important for small creators like myself. On to the next, Superlative Sorcerers do battle in twin reveals. Definitely has the makings of some Age of Sigmar bullshit. Zinch, okay. These are some cool models. I think they've done them justice with the paint jobs. You know, I see some kit bash potential in some of these. If it wasn't for the sick paint job, I think I'd be a little bit less impressed. The spell thing is cool, but you know, I don't play Sigmar yet, so it doesn't really have a big meaning, but oh, hell. All right, so there's some nice sculpts here. So we got like a new box. I assume we've got a new box set for Disciples of Tzeentch in Age of Sigmar. We've got some new models that we've just seen. So I'm assuming we're going to see there's a Battle Force or something shortly. And there's also a Battle Force for Tzeentch Demons, well, Chaos Demons, but flavoured as Tzeentch. And it looks like all these models do actually suit 40k. This Warp Flame Cavalcade is probably going to work out to a pretty hefty discount if it's priced at the regular 380 Aussie, less the online retailer discounts. I'm always keen to get it and start Chaos Demons. Yeah, so they have a Zangor, a Zangor like spearhead thing for Age of Sigmar. They actually look kind of cool. I don't know. Some of these are usable in 40k. Zangor, I know the Zangors are a bit of a meme, but these low key, they look pretty cool. Yeah, there's some like a bunch of new model releases and stuff, and there's some Lumineth Realm Lords. I'm not so interested in these. A well-deserved 9 out of 10 for the Tzeentch Demons Battle Force. That looks absolutely banging. 7.5 out of 10 for the less relevant Disciples of Tzeentch, which I'm sure it's a great battle force. It does look kind of cool. The models are pretty, but it's just, it doesn't really get me going. And the Lumineth box, which is just kind of tacked on at the end there. I think it's a 6 out of 10, to be honest. They look kind of nice. Some of the models look cool, some, but I'm just not that interested personally. And then it brings us to the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. So skeletons and like undead and necromancers, vampires. I don't think these have vampires, but all those sorts of things. They do tickle me. I am interested already. And when this decides to load on my stupid iPad, it seems we have a bunch of chariots, different chariots and different like zombie lord things and zombie archers. Zombies with scythes, mummified beasts, including zombie crows. Some juicy looking spearheads and battle forces. It's a yes for me. The question is, Age of Sigmar when? An absolutely shameless 8. I think 8 out of 10 is light on this. I don't want to be too generous. Can't go dishing out those 8.5s and above like they're nothing, so 8 out of 10 it is. I'm just reading and reviewing, thinking about spending money has got me hungry. New Year preview. Enter the Lair of the Tyrant. So the Maelstrom, the first of the Maelstrom boxes have arrived. It seems it's like a series of books, which I think is pretty common knowledge at this stage, and like rule and mission supplements, the narrative supplements for the end of 10th edition campaign. So there's a series of these already, and these all seem to be focused on the Red Corsairs versus the Eldars, maybe Void-Scarred Corsairs. I think that sounds familiar. So this has me interested. That image looks absolutely wild. These models are interesting. They're interesting. I think we're going to touch on that a little bit in a sec, I guess. But yeah, I don't actually think this is where they announce these Chaos releases. It seems like it's just a bunch of the rules and missions and the story, narrative story and stuff. You don't need to tease us anymore, James Workshop. We've been waiting long enough. Okay, there's more stuff. We've got Drukhari and Leagues of Votann battle forces. Maelstrom battalions, should I say. So I guess these are battle force boxes. It looks cool though. There's no new models for the Drukhari one, by the looks. I thought there might have been, but it looks damn cool. Leagues of Votann. The fucking space dwarves. Why do we need them? Why is that a thing? So the Drukhari battle force, it brings nothing new, just it's full of actually quite old sculpts, probably like 2010 era, back to when I finished high school. They really need some love, GW, come on. But it does still look like a pretty good way to start a Drukhari army, or maybe even flesh out an existing one if you haven't been collecting for a long time. And I think doubling up with nothing from the combat patrol and probably not doubling up on anything that you don't want more of with the last battle force. So I mean, for that and the fact that I do like elves, I give it a 7 out of 10. Votann though, like I said, I'm not a fan of space dwarves. It doesn't sit right with me. That it feels forced. Why do we have them here? There's so many more other factions and sub-factions that could have codexes instead of them, and so many other factions that need their range refreshed or fleshed out. But you know what, these models actually look alright. They don't look too stumpy and dwarfy, so it's better than I would have expected. However, terrible value in terms of points per dollar, and the model count obviously. So I don't know if it's a 5 or a 6 out of 10. It's down there for sure. I really hope this camera's staying in focus. So I think I need to adjust my field of view. Anyway, we're getting close to the end now, guys. Bear with me. The Eye of Terror. The Reign of Iron approaches. Oh man, could this be the Peter Turbo release? No, I doubt it. I feel like we're seeing glimpses of multiple different kits that are going to be released for Iron Warriors. Well, Chaos, sorry, with Iron Warriors theme. Releases to coincide with the Iron Warriors upgrade sprue that Valrak has all but confirmed. Perhaps things like an Obliterator, Mutilator, multi-build kit, which I would be very keen to get. A Warpsmith or an Iron Warriors specific Warpsmith character. Some other sort of demon engine. There's a few bits that I'm not really sure what they could be, but they don't look like any of the aforementioned. Probably the Defiler. I mean, that has also been a pretty strong rumor that Valrak's been going on about as well, and I'll be super keen to see a Defiler. I'll be adding that into my Slaanesh Chaos Warband for sure. So this isn't heaps to go on. They're just teasers after all, and it could still be quite a while away, who knows. But I'm keen to see it, and it looks promising, so I give it a hopium-fueled 8.5 out of 10. Hope it doesn't backfire on me. Legio Custodes revealed. We got the Banana Boys here. The whole female custode thing that caused such a stir, it is like, well, I mean, it was canon before when they went and like put it into the lore, but now we have it here in a model form, so there we go. It says here, how different are the male and female custodies? All custodies, male or female, embody the pinnacle of genetic and cellular engineering the Emperor employed when creating his armies. They are all flawless creations pushed beyond the limit of human potential. There is no difference in combat efficiency, we'll just say efficiency, between a male custodian and a female custodian. Thoughts? And can I be a custodian when I grow up? No, if you can read this, you're already too old, sorry. Well, I think that's some bullshit. I say it's never too late to start. Don't give up on your dreams. But look, Custodies did need some new plastic kits to replace their old Forge World stuff, and it seems they've done that with at least a couple of models here, like the Contemptor Dreadnought and the Calidus Grab Tank, I think it was. I don't know if anything's really super new here. This is obviously for Heresy though, so it is meant to be slightly different. The dudes, the Banana Boys, look a little bit taller and slimmer, not quite as chunky, and I've heard that a lot of this stuff, or all of this stuff, will be usable in 40k. You know, there has to be some doubt around whether all of these kits will remain usable in 40k in 11th edition. I know it's meant for Horus Heresy, but a lot of people are going to buy this because of the fact that they've got plastic kits for things that were Forge World only in 40k, and there's some new sculpts for Custodes, which is something that you don't see very often. Yeah, so this definitely caught my attention. I thought about getting Custodes before because of the price point. They're like the cheapest army to buy for sure. I'm not overly excited by this box, to be honest, despite there being quite great value in here at first glance. Probably about half an army in one box, which is pretty nice, but to buy this for 40k and then have some things sent to Legends in 6 months, and perhaps have the war gear loadouts and stuff changed for the other models so that they may or may not work, would be incredibly feels bad. I'm on the fence for sure, but it's nice to see some Custodies that aren't just infantry. So 7 out of 10. All right, now we're getting through it. So we got some spicy meatballs coming up here, guys. We got Prince Iriel counterattacks with the new Eldari Corsairs. This is cool. I love Eldar. We got Prince Iriel, pirates, jump pack troops with wings, a new multi-build vehicle kit. I'm all about it. I secretly love the Eldar. Well, actually, it's not really that much of a secret. I told you I'm really into elves. And these models are pretty damn beautiful, as expected. I think I'll pass on this though, because I have so much in my backlog, as we all do. But one day Eldar, for sure. Very tempting, 8.5 out of 10. By the way, guys, if you want to see me paint up a bunch of Eldar in a future video, please let me know in the comments down below. Next up is something Chaos from my pile of shame, as requested by you guys in my community posts. But as for those requests, I'll do my best. Alright, so they save the best for last. And I'm talking about Huron Blackheart and the Red Corsairs. We've seen some teasers of the HQ, like the command squad, and Huron looks beautiful. And they've done a great job there. It's a bit of a weird ragtag group of dudes, which are kind of is fitting for like the Red Corsairs from the little I know about them. They're not like fully chaos or anything. They're like, well, they're renegades. They're just space marines who decided, no, fuck that, I don't serve the Emperor anymore. And they're a little bit chaotic and that, but they're not fully corrupted by chaos. They're still kind of just space marines gone bad. But then they've got all these other people, like these Imperial agents or whatever, who have turned to the dark side, and some fucking alligator and dog dudes that must be some sort of Xenos race. It's definitely chaotic, I'll give them that. You know, now the more we look at this, like there's a new battle force, like whoop-de-doo, all that, it's just pure infantry, like fuck me. I'm not actually that blown away by this. I'm actually quite disappointed. Now, I already have a Huron Blackheart conversion that I made not that long ago, so I'm really not that fussed about any of these releases apart from the Apothecary, which I could also easily kit bash from a Primaris Apothecary, if I'm being honest. I mean, the sculpts are nice. It's cool to see a Chaos Command Squad for something different. Chaos Infiltrators, like models with the Infiltrate rule, which I don't know, I didn't think the data sheets were out for these guys, but Auspex Tactics talks about a couple of the data sheets, so I feel like there needs to be more fast attack, more interesting things, something a little bit better than just 50 bloody infantry, including some legionaries, by the way, and terminators, which just have the upgrade sprue. Like, we've got that, some Mark III power armor legionary / chosen dudes. Come on. Perhaps once we get data sheets, assuming that they're not actually out there, because some people seem to know more than me, things might change. Like, will the troops also attach to regular Chaos Lords or other leaders? Will they be available in all CSM detachments or only one specific one formed around them? On that, will they just redo Renegade Raiders and amp it up a little bit and make Huron Blackheart and his squad auto-include? Kind of like they've done with a lot of the Space Marine detachments. Time will tell, but it's only a 7.5 out of 10 for me right now, and mainly only because Huron and a couple of the command squad are pretty cool. So that didn't go quite as I thought, but there's still a lot of really cool stuff there amongst a pretty packed release show. So anyway, out of all that, here's what I ranked in my top 5. The Tzeentch Demons box in top spot with a 9 out of 10, absolute chef's kiss. The Eldar Corsairs box set, 8.5 out of 10. Also an 8.5 out of 10 was the Iron Warriors teaser, followed closely by the Bone Reapers box set for Age of Sigmar with an 8 out of 10, and then the Red Corsairs just scraped in with a 7.5 out of 10. But that's it, so thanks for watching as always, guys, and let me know down in the comments below, what was your biggest hit or miss from the reveal show? What would you like to have seen added in? I'm gonna go demolish this bag of popcorn. See you in the next one, mate.